Hello and welcome to the M2C podcast. I have with me Dr. Vijay Shah, the Dean of Mission to Cure, and we will be talking about everything you need to know before getting vaccinated with the cervical cancer vaccine. So, firstly, let's know what is this HPV virus which causes cervical cancer.
HPV, it is a short form. Now the full form is human, H for human, P for papilloma, and V for virus.
Hmm.
So earlier, the long back, it was papilloma was known as the virus which causes warts, papilloma-like warts. The HPV virus usually produces warts around the vagina, cervix, outside the vagina, on around the anus. These are the very well prone to sites for the HPV papilloma virus. Other sites were around the mouth, on the fingers, palm, toes, and on the glands of the penis. These were the known causes. Recently, it was found that this same virus causes cancer into the cervix. Now, these viruses, when get the female who has multiple partners or those who are already exposed to the sexually transmitted disease, the virus getting harbored in and around the cervix. And for years and years, after the getting exposure, some of them develop the cervical cancer.
Okay.
So it was then found out that the cancer develops into the person who get infected with HPV virus, that is human papilloma viruses. So these viruses, then again science went into back that what are the type of viruses they are. So the viruses were segregated from number 1, 2, 3, 4, like that up to 60.
Okay.
And even in that, further segregation was made that which numbers are more likely or potent to create cancer into the females. So then they narrowed down that number 16 and number 18 HPV viruses are more prone to produce cancer. This is what the HPV virus and the cancer about it is. So it's very simple. HPV virus, human papilloma virus, get transmitted by sexually activity or those who are having multiple sexual partners. Those who now here it is not that everybody en masse getting transferred like a corona. It doesn't get transmitted by air or person who is sitting next to next or by coughing or by water. Usually all the infections we know that infection get transferred either through water, through air, by respiration, coming close in contact. HPV virus are very specific. It gets transmitted through sexual activity. It is one of the sexually transmitted diseases.
Okay. What do we know about the HPV vaccine so far?
We know that science is advancing every now and then, leaps and bounds it is advancing, trying to find the answer for something which is incurable, something which was incurable earlier, and now finding out the answer to make it more curable or to be contained or controlled like that. So in that, I think one of the answer to that is the vaccines, giving protection in advance. Vaccine is to give protection in advance before you start developing the diseases. This vaccine, and similarly this vaccine is one part of that. This vaccine was developed in year 2006 in USA, and thinking that this will give protection against that potent virus number 16 and 18. When it is given, it should stop the cancer producing phenomena into the females or the women. Now this started in 2006 as I said, and then it spread, and the advocacy of this vaccine has spread to number of the advanced countries. But in 2013, Japan suspended the vaccination program of the cervical cancer vaccine, especially this HPV virus vaccine. What was the adverse effect? Adverse effect, they know that it was some difficulty. The people who were vaccinated, they were finding some difficulty in walking.
Okay.
After a few days to few months. And they suspended the vaccine from 2013. They reinitiated it again in 2021 or 22.
21.
Yes, so they initiated it and then again stopped and then again restarted it. Now this vaccine, as I said earlier also, that human papilloma virus, it takes years and years to get produce cancer into the vaccine area, in the cervical region, or cervical cancer. Vaccine which was introduced in 2006, which is also going to give protection, And this protection we don't know from when it comes.
Mm.
Even the cancer gets produced after years and years. On an average, it is 20 years
Mm.
for development of the cancer after getting infected.
Right.
Now, the vaccine also come in 2006.
Mm.
So that is the gap which we need to understand. Why is this? How it can stop, and how it can stop the or give the immunity for the lifelong.
Mm. So the research may not have even reached that stage to let us know if really there is lifelong
Yes,
immunity
it
or
is.
not.
It is definitely. It is very good question, and there everybody must know that what is that virus, how it get infected, and if they claim that
Mm.
this gives lifelong immunity, but
Mm.
people must know that what is the actual biology or the life cycle of the virus, how it infects, how it
Mm.
gets spreaded, and who are likely to get infected.
Mm.
That is why in the past we have not seen heard about the cervical cancer vaccine,
Yeah.
cervical cancer. So there was no need for vaccine
Mm.
earlier. Now, even those, as I said earlier also, those who are sexually exposed to multiple partners, they are more exposed. Those who had earlier sexually transmitted disease, these are the risk group.
Okay.
Now, the people who are not in this risk group, they may not worry about it.
Mm.
That's what the message we would like
They
to
need
give
not
it.
even take the vaccine because they are never going to get infected
Taking
by the
vaccine or
virus.
not taking, it is their personal call. But
Mm.
it must be conveyed to the general public that those who have past history of sexually transmitted disease and those who have still multiple partners as a sexual activity,
Mm.
they need to be given injection or they are supposed to take. And they are, because they are people who are exposed to cervical cancer,
Right.
the risk of getting cervical cancer.
Mm.
Now, those who are not at risk, that we must segregate two groups,
Mm.
that those who are at risk, those who are not at risk. Let the
Also,
people decide. Those who are at risk, they take. Those who are not.
the age of vaccination has also come down a lot. First, they were
Yes,
giving it at around 18 to 20 years.
21.
Now they are giving it at 9 years, 10 years,
So
8
when it was
years.
started in earlier years, it was given 18 and above,
Mm.
and then they felt that it should be given much in advance. Must be the fact, this scientific fact that it takes years and years for the HPV virus to get produce the pro-inflammatory and then cancer into the cervix. It takes years and years.
Mm.
So they started giving it up to starting at age of 12, and now some of the groups or some of the scientific group or the pharma companies, they are advocating it should be given at age of 9.
Mm.
Now these scientific base and the advocating base, they are totally different.
Mm.
And there the people in general should take the note of it, that which age should be started, who are the at the risk and who are not at the risk.
Mm. So I think it is very important to know all these things before we go and get vaccinated.
Perfectly right.
So thank you, sir, for giving us this
Thank you very much.
information.
Thank you very much.